Hello. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you can't hear me, please let me know. Um, how come I haven't done any videos lately? Uh, Fix my lighting a little there. I'm not a video expert, but it's should be better. So let me see here. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So there's one person in the group right now, and that's good. Huh. Okay. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes until some more people come into the group so I hopefully can answer some questions for you all about what's going on. And hello to the 4 people that are there. If you can hear me, please let me know. I don't know if you can hear me or not. That's the other thing. Just put a comment in there. Yeah, I can hear you. No, we can't hear you. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me or not. If you can, please let me know. Um, yeah. Uh, okay, so today is Sunday, the 7th of May. In Chile, it's raining today. It is winter time here now, full on winter. We've had a lot of rain in the past couple of weeks and days. Our days typically in the south of Chile are much wetter and they're usually overcast. Let's see what else I can tell you. Don't have anybody watching right now. Well, um, let me see if there's a setting that's incorrect here. Public. Checking my settings real quick to see if I'm restricting the audience. Okay. Oh my. there we go. Sorry. For some reason, it wasn't letting comments in there. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Oh, you can hear me. Hey, Palmer, how's it going? Nice to see you. Um, so how are things for Palmer right now? How are you doing up there? I think last I heard you were in Michigan, Indiana. Yeah. Is it still freezing, frosty, hard as a rock up in Indiana right now? Yeah. Yeah. If Palmer Cranfield has been following our YouTube channel probably for about 6 or 8 years, I'm guessing. Not if I'm right, Palmer. And I think he lives vicariously through us. I could be wrong. I'm happy you can hear me loud and clear. How's the video stream as well, Palmer? Are you getting good video now? All right, good, good. All right, good video. That's okay video. If you are here today, please check in. Let me know who you are, where you're living, and if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes and see if we can get some more people in. Then I'll be answering questions. Basically, what I'm doing today is giving you guys an update about um, life in Chile. First of all, it's always what we're about here, and then second of all, about what I'm doing. Uh, Finally turned warmer and sunnier, says Palmer. Yeah, it's about time up there. I don't think you enjoy winter like I don't enjoy winter. Yeah. Hey, Marianne. Hey, how's it going? How's Phil? How the boys doing? Marianne, longtime friend, friends from South Carolina. They used to live in Charleston. So what has been going on? Well, in the past 2 or 3 months, I haven't put up many videos in my YouTube channel because um, I had a PC that died on me, and the PC that I'm talking to you on now is a little Lenovo, and it only has about 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is not enough to really process video and do any editing. So I have hours and days of video that is currently waiting to be edited and put up. I've started throwing stuff away in hopes I can get a PC that my son has given me from the United States, which took about 2 months to get here. And once it got here, the customs agents, the aduanas, Chilean customs guys, used the motherboard because it was parts. I'm building this. They used the motherboard for my computer as a frisbee. And so now I have to go buy a new motherboard and processor for it. I can't get it going. And if I can't get it going, then I can't edit video, basically. So, very disappointing because I really like to keep you guys informed what's going on. And I like to keep the people in my Chile Expat Family chat group in Telegram informed about what's going on as well. So I wanted to tell you that, give you guys a little very nice, always nice guy, Sergio Franco, and he sent me $5 in the super chat. Um, I want to caution I want to caution you as one of my if you're one of my subscribers or followers, to please do not send me money through YouTube. So how do you get it to me? And well, here I'm going to tell you. But he sent me $5. I love donations. Uh, but he sent it into YouTube as a super thanks or whatever, super. And it's right here. If you see below in the comment section, you can send a super chat or super thanks or whatever. Um, don't do that. And the reason is, hold on one second. The reason is that I never see the money. So I've had a really good subscriber, Teresa Abney, sent me $10. This gentleman Sergio sent me $5 twice now. Last year I made $100 off of YouTube. Woohoo, 100 US dollars, and over for 12 months worth of work. And it is work for me. So I don't like working for free, and that doesn't sound like free, but for me that is. It's almost not worth me doing my channel. The place I do rely on my income is, hey Juan, hey from La Pinta. Oh yeah, ¿cómo está? How are things in La Pintana? I'm trying to read with my bad eyes. So if you're sending me money, and I hope everybody can hear me okay, please do not use the super chat. Just send it to me through PayPal. I just put jim.dorchak@gmail.com is my address there if you want to send me a donation. Gmail is really happy when you send me a super chat donation. There are currently 7 people in here right now. If you do that, that might help me uh, as well. Yes, I have to vote today, and so does Lori. You know all about that. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Today, voting for new constitutional delegates to represent the different in writing a new constitution in Chile. I have not voted yet. I have to vote by law as a permanent resident. Lori and I both have to vote. So we will go vote online right now. No thumbs up. Wish I had one of those at least. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. That'd be grand. I'm not supposed to ask for that, I think. But anyways, so what's new and what are the big changes that I was talking about in the title? Yeah. Big changes in an adventure. Well, let me tell you about the adventure first, and then I tell you about the big changes. The adventure in Patagonia was Thomas and I went 2 days south, south of Coyhaique, down out of Puerto Cisnes, which is way in Patagonia, in the northern section of Patagonia, middle of nowhere. And we got in a boat with a friend of ours and his son, and we motored in the ocean for 4.5 hours to a remote property that's inaccessible other than by boat. And man, we froze our little buns off and we're soaked. I start having flashbacks to the submarine Navy I was in. So, we stayed there for a couple of days. We were there hunting baguales. If you know what a baguale is, put it in the comments. That is, a cool thing. And until somebody comes in there a little bit, and then maybe I'll tell you what a baguale is. And we went fishing for salmon and for trout as well. And actually, the caretaker at this property told us she caught a 5-kilo tuna. Oh, I don't know. It was about 10 pounds. It was this big. And it gets bigger every day. Yeah. And then Thomas caught his first trout. It was about this big. It's about 2 pounds, 3 pounds. It was eating sound. And then and his son. And we saw the baguale, but every time we saw him, there was a dog in the distance and like a mile away. And the baguales would look up and they'd see us and they'd run the other way. And so we spent about 12 hours stalking baguales. And when we finally got back to the house that we were staying at, which was, it was okay. It was a newer house. It's like 2 years old, less, maybe more. But it's got like three major leak roof. The water was turned off, so we were sleeping on hardwood floors in our sleeping bags. I cooked for the whole couple of days we were there, which was nice. I enjoyed that. Um, but it was painful sleeping on hardwood floors. Yeah. So, all right, if you hadn't figured out um, the what a bagwali is, I'll tell you. A bagwali is a wild horse or a wild cow. And we were hunting for wild cows, is what we were hoping to get. And we saw them. There's about 30 of them there. Uh, Thanks, Martin. Good to see you here. Thanks for putting a comment. Appreciate it. Um, so bagwalis are wild cattle, and what happened is, in this case, there's no license needed to hunt wild cattle, and people do. And this is the place that we went to. It's about a 5,000-acre wild former ranch, and it was settled right after World War One and at the very beginnings of World War II by a sailor who was on the Graf Spree. The Graf Spree was the Admiral Graf Spree was a German ship that was actually scuttled by the Germans in the bay there at the Rio Plata at Montevideo, Uruguay, and which is on one side, and on the other side of the bay is Buenos Aires. Okay. Well, those sailors all went ashore after they scuttled the ship. Some of them died as well. Not in the scuttling, but there was a fight that caused them to scuttle. It's war, whatever. And this guy said, "I ain't not going back to Germany. I don't want to go shoot people. I don't want to be shot at." So he kind of got a donkey and rode all the way to Chile, and then got a rowboat and rode for our sailboat or whatever, because this was a long time ago, clearing that land and made it into a 5,000-acre ranch with cattle. And so it was. I didn't know any of this till I got there. I just knew we were going to a remote piece of property, and which is really interesting, the history of it, which I started finding artifacts all over from World War One, World War Two, to the house that they had there, which I imagine was a pretty big house. I would bet it was a really big house. The old foundation is they built this house that we stayed in on top of the old foundation, and it was bigger than the house we stayed in. And the house we stayed in, people there. There's a caretaker that rotates a husband and wife with another husband and wife every 3 months. So when we were there, anyhow, I saw an old bathtub, clawfoot tub, which was really cool, and a bunch of toilet fixtures, which were World War One era toilet fixtures, which were still operative. I mean, they were in the barn. That's all. And so, thank you, Juan. I appreciate it. Good to hear you too. Um, and I appreciate your comments, Juan. So we had a really good time there, but every time we got close to the Baguales, this dog would chase them off. We were hoping to come back with like 1,000 kilos of, or 1,000, yeah, yeah, 1,000 kilos of meat. It's what we were going to come back with. It was steaks, and it didn't work out. So because the dog, yeah, we should have tied the dog up. We should have shot the dog. There's all types of suggestions. We ended up coming back early because the gentleman I was there with, my host and the guide, his son ended up having to rush back to work, and um, and there was no spaces on the ferries back, and these are big ferries, tractor trailers, cement trucks. And, they're carrying 10, 15, 20 of those vehicles on them. They're huge ferries. The big door that opens up in the back and the one in the front, and you drive on, drive off, row, whatever. And they're pretty comfortable, and they're running all the time. So when the seas are really rough, if you look in the thumbnail for this video, that's a picture from one of the ferries as we were going there through one of the fjords. So we couldn't go back on the ferry, and I didn't want to stay, and he didn't want to stay renting a hotel for 3 or 4 days. So we said, well, let's just drive into Argentina, up and around back into Chile, okay, or maybe that, yeah, back into Chile. And we were going to do that, but my son Thomas was with me, and his son was with him. His son is older, 30s, and Thomas is only 15. And Thomas can't leave Chile without permission from his mother, Lori. And Lori is not with us, so we had to go get these documents, and that could have taken days. So we put Thomas on an airplane and his son Nicky on an airplane, and they were back in Porto Montt, about 2 hours south of my house drive, within 30 minutes. So then Chris and I got in his truck, pulling behind us a boat, like a 12, 15-foot boat. And we drove all the way through Argentina, through, I can't remember, into Argentina, where the border crossing was. And then I do remember we went through, let me think, through Food to go over there. And that was really cool. And um, then and actually the guy I was with, Chris, has some lots available there on the river Rio Fu at the his lots, let me know. And then into Argentina, and then through um, 2 or 3 towns. And the last one was, we stayed in a little town there, and then got up, and the next morning we went to a town called Dinawape, and through Bartoloche, and after Bartoloche we went to the border crossing that ends up in Entre Lagos, coming into Osorno. So that took a day and a half, or almost two, really almost 2 days, to get back driving around through Argentina. It was very interesting. Everything in Argentina is a lot less expensive. Food was, gasoline was, yeah. Um, but it was a lot more corrupt, and neither one of us felt safe. And he's a Chilean. I mean, he's a native Chilean. He even owns land in Argentina. I don't feel safe in Argentina. We were really worried about things getting stolen out of our boat when we were parked at night in the place we stayed at. We were never worried about that in Chile, never. But in Argentina, they have the saying, or in Chile, Chileans have a saying, and I guess Argentinians do. They call it manos de gatos, if you know what that means. Also, mano de monos. That means they're the hands of the cat, like kitty soft paws or monkey hands. That they steal things. So anyhow, so as a result, it took 2 days to get back. It was a wonderful adventure. I really want to go back, and Thomas does too. We hope to kill us some beefsteak, and we go next time, because we have a plan now. This was really an exploratory trip. We would have liked to got something, but you know, they 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 call it hunting, because you don't always get something. If you always got something, they just call it killing. So, um, and I enjoyed it. And my friend, he brought me along for the adventure, because he's a really cool guy. First of all, he's a longtime Chilean, but he also brought me along because I know how to slaughter cattle. Because I used to work in a slaughtering house when I was 14 till when I was like 18. I worked on and off at a slaughtering house in South Carolina, and my parents were insistent that we know how to do it, since we had a beef farm, and I do all that. And for example, 2 days after we got back, because I had to recuperate, I was exhausted. It was so tiring. Thomas and I slaughtered a pig, and then yesterday, Lori and I slaughtered. Uh, uh, we processed 15 or 20 something, I think, broiler hens, chickens, to go in the freezer, slaughtering our own meat, and then processing our own meat, and then you have to cut it into nice bits. So hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you're in here and you want to give me a thumbs up, that would be appreciated. I got 0 thumbs up right now. I guess I'm not saying anything very nice. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Juan. I appreciate you telling me you can hear me. Uh, Yes, and good to hear. Yeah. So, anyways, we went on this trip down there for a week or so, or a week. We were gone about 9, 10 days, something like that. And I want to do it again. And I'm looking forward to doing. That's a lot of land. It's 2.47 acres per hectare. So let me see. I'll tell you what that is. Somebody else in here could do it conversion real quick. Uh, so 2.47. Hold on one second. I don't do those numbers in my head anymore. Yeah. Hey, Palmer. The gentleman I don't have that money. And the gentleman that I was with, and he's interested in me going down there and running it for him. With Lori and Thomas, we would move there. I would sell this property here. So we're seriously considering a new adventure. And uh, life's about adventure. So it's really cool. Is the region below you sunnier? No, it's not. Uh, it is green, and it's always green. It's really weird where we are right now, and I can't easily pick up the laptop and bring it to the window because there's all types of cords plugged into it. Leaves. There were very few trees that were browned up. It was kind of interesting, and they're different trees, but they're many of the same trees. Maybe it has to do with the Humboldt current that moderates the temperature all the time. And it was a different topography, it was a different soil consistency. We have rich, black, deep soil. And they actually had that down there, some of the places we were at too. But where we were at on this property, it had a mix of both. Around the house, we were, I want to say 100 feet above sea level. um, it was rich black soil, but down there, obviously in the delta, it was sand and mud and whatever gravel, the round gravel, glacier gravel that they have. And it wasn't any colder there, but it was rainier there. And we were in this huge valley. Okay, so the house was here, and above us was a 4,000-foot mountain, and on this other side was another four. The valley was huge, about 5,000 acres, 4,400 acres. And then on the other side of the valley was this huge mountain too that had snow on the top. Both of them had snow on the top. And as you go along through here in the boat, which we were in this little boat, I wish I had a picture I could show you. Um, it's like a boat that you go fly fishing in, right? Where the guy sits in the middle with the oars, and one guy's facing that way, and another guy's facing that way in the front, and that. And we went through the ocean in it, and we were swimming more than we were boating in actuality because we had a lot of weight in the boat. There was four of us plus all our camping gear, which was a lot of it was soaking wet, and our food and everything that stayed dry. It was good. Bunch of cast iron I brought. So the thing is there's a trade-off in Chile. The further north you go, the drier it gets, and the sunnier it gets. So in Santiago, for instance, it's a desert. 40, 50 years ago, it was not a desert. A friend of mine, he grew up way up there, and it was green another 30, 40 miles north of Santiago. Now it's all a desert, all 2 or 3 hours south of at least be 6 hours south to Los Angeles, Temuco area. It is a. I don't like deserts. I don't do dust. I really don't like sand. It's nice to go roll in the sand on the beach. It's nice. Even that, for me, that's not my cup of tea. The El Paso, Texas, which you can't see out this window because of the lighting, but I'm seeing in my peripheral view a big, huge green pasture. And we're right now in the equivalent of you guys. Oh, it's December-ish. Uh, Yeah, it's alarming. Be more specific in what you find alarming, and I'll address it. But it was beautiful down there. It was so beautiful, and there's nobody there. We saw wildlife that I've never seen in my life. It was pristine. That's what I can say. And we're boating through this fjord, and it goes whew, like that straight up. There was crystal clear, and you look down in the water, and you can see the bottom 70, 80 feet below you, right down that granite rock face. Lots of granite there. You don't find any rocks in the soil here where I'm at. If you go down to the rivers, you find those river gravel. Yeah, that's common. If you dig down right where our house is right here, about 8 feet, 6 to 8 feet, depending, you're going to get a bed of gravel. A lot of gravel pits around here. So yeah, but anyhow, so we've been asked. We, meaning Lori, Thomas, and I, are have been asked to think about selling our house here, our little homestead, and buying some land down there from him, just the same size we have, you know, 3 hectares, which is about 6 acres, I guess. And so that would be a big adventure. We'd have to buy a boat or put a runway in and get my pilot's license going back. Yeah, land turning Martin. Yes, the land turning desert over the past 40 years. Um, so I would have to get my pilot's license, and Thomas probably would too. And we'd buy a little plane just to go over to Puyawapi. If you want to go look that up, can't spell that. Or Puerto Cisnes, Cisnes, which is actually the Spanish term for swan, the port of the swans is what is Puerto Cisnes. Actually, Puyawapi, which is north of Cisnes, is closer to us. Okay, so Martin, yeah, that is really interesting. What's happened to that? I don't know if. Well, I can't say that's man-made, because we're talking 40 years, and okay, well, who knows? Maybe it's a natural climatic changes. I don't try to have theory. I'm not a big believer in global warming per se, but that is a change, and where we are, we have lots of rain and lots of water. In north of Los Angeles, which is 6 hours north of us, is dry. It just gets dry. So if you're driving down, there's this road called Ruta Cinco, which is a big interstate, 4-lane interstate, concrete, modern. There's no problems with the roads in Chile. There's gravel roads, but they're maintained. Uh, but the major interstate is, which is Route 5, and then to the south in the Carretera Austral, in which I went through down there near Fudo Fu. That's all. Some of it's gravel or it's concrete. A lot of it's gravel south of Cisnes on. It's just gravel or mud, and they're working on it. So when we were there, they were actually working. Okay, so the big water problem for us, Martin, here where we are near Puerto Huactai and Los Lagos, is we almost have too much water. It's rained for the past 7 days here, on and off. We'll probably have some sunshine today around 3 o'clock, and then the sun goes down at 5:30. Because we're in May. June 21st will be the shortest day of the year, give or take the 21st here in the south of Chile where we are. So if you go further south where we were at this property, it's even darker, and you have some other issues with those big huge mountains on the mountain before they can hit your house over here on the other side of the big the big valley that we sit on. So I guess you could build your house right here, and the sun wouldn't come on your house, but maybe for an hour every day. Or if you want to be on this side and the sun comes over the top of the mountain when we, at 9 o'clock, 8:30, I took a video, and the sun was coming over the top of the mountain and just starting to hit the house that we were staying at. So I don't know where all you'll live, but my example is if you wanted to go somewhere where no one else is, this is it. This is it. And we're seriously considering selling everything and going down there. And I won't say starting all over again because it's not. It's just continuing all over again. Life. Um, so it's really cool, and that would be a really cool thing. Of course, we'd bring Thomas with us because he's only 15. So hold on one second. So if we brought Thomas, our concern would be he needs contact with other people. And if the closest town is a 4.5 hour ride away in a boat, that's a little bit of a problem. Um, and, maybe for once a month to get out and go to get salt and sugar and whatever else, we'd have to milk our own cow, get a milk cow, which wouldn't be a big deal. We've done that before. Um, we're already growing all our own meat here and vegetables for the most part. We'd have to up our game and build a big greenhouse down there. We'd have to start all over again. And we'd probably do a hydroelectric system down there, which just seems like a smarter way to do it there because you have less sun and there's three huge creeks and two big rivers on this property. I mean, the creeks are big enough to power probably 10 houses alone. Yeah, one or two of those creeks would be in the megawatt range at least. And hydroelectric in that area of Chile is really common. Actually, our friend that we went with is he's in that business. Greetings from Canada. Hi, Jim. Can't join, but we're listening. Yeah, you don't have to join. Just there's no join. Just put a thumbs up in there. Nobody's giving me any thumbs up. Am I being mean today? Did I not shave? I shaved this morning. I swear I do. And you guys can't smell my breath, but I brushed my teeth too. Martinez, how does the meat taste since animals? It is so good. It is just flavor. It's flavor. You guys have to do flavor crystals for your meat and season it. The meat down there is throw it on the grill, throw it in your mouth because it is so good. It is just awesome. It really is. And I grew up on a beef farm. Uh, I grew up, my parents had purebred polled Herefords, and we were breeders for Herefords. Well, they were just big, fluffy puppies. I loved them. There's a thumbs up. Thanks, Martin. I really appreciate the thumbs up. Uh, YouTube has not been treating me very kindly. I have about, thanks, Palmer. You got to do it in the little thing up there, Palmer, or below the video. There's a thumbs up thing. That's where you got to do it. YouTube has not been very kind to me. If you notice, I have about 4,200 subscribers, and I'm very appreciative of everybody that subscribes to my channel. But I've been going since 2013, and I should have about 46 or 48,000. So I have a friend that used to work for YouTube. He's an executive, and he's a subscriber. He may be listening right now. And he told me he went and checked, and my channel is shadow banned. I guess they don't want people to know that you can grow your own food. You can be self-sustaining for the most part. You can make your own electricity freer. You can be safer. You can be healthier, and you can do all this stuff very inexpensively. They don't want you to know that. I want you to know that. That's what my channel's about. It's about that, and my channel is about making sure that people that are interested in Chile are informed about a decision to move here. Okay. Um, is there a perfect place to move to in Chile? No, it's up to you. Don't go to a city. That's all I can say. Don't go move to any city. Don't live in a city in the United States. If you're in a city in the United States, then you already know that it's not a happy place usually. Here, it's not any more happier than it is there. Okay. Freedom. That's right, Palmer. You know it. When I was in the United States, I was a hamster in a wheel. It's a wax wheel, and I was running around in that little wheel. And if I got out of that little hamster wheel, the IRS would come stomp on me until I got back in the wheel. I'm out of that wheel, guys. Ain't nobody stomping on me here. I don't have a power bill. I have a cell bill, and I have an internet bill. And that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. I have no property tax. Okay. My property is agricultural use. If I move to Patagonia further south, two days south of us, there'll be no bills at all. There'll be no government down there. I wouldn't even be in a municipality. I'd just be in a region. I'd be like Patagonia, or wherever. And so for me, that would be really good. Hey, Susanna, Kami Orkin, did you vote today? I have to vote today. I talked about it earlier. So does Lori. We haven't voted yet. We're going to go this afternoon. Thank you for the 2 thumbs up. The people that gave me the 2 thumbs up on the video. All right. I'm sorry. My brain goes everywhere. Video and my bills. Okay, so what are the bills that I have to pay every month? I have to pay a cell phone bill. I don't have to. I could get rid of my cell phone. And I pay an internet bill. Once a year, I pay property taxes on my car, and that's about $130. I don't mind doing that because they do trash pickup and they take care of the roads for that. I pay gasoline for my car, and every once in a while we buy a bottle of propane gas for Lori's little stove, so we don't have to start the wood stove every morning. Those are my whole bills. I don't have any. Well, I take that back. I have a health insurance bill. It's really high, really high. I mean, some of you guys in the United States think you pay a lot for insurance, with all those heavy deductibles. We pay screaming high here in Chile. It costs me $42 American, and it covers 100% of everything Lori and I and Thomas need at the hospital. $42 a month. Yeah, that's right. And if you fell out of your chair, have your spouse dial 911, have them come. Yeah, no, it's 36,000 pesos a month we pay, which converted is about $42. And we've used it, and it's outstanding. It's excellent. Better than the US. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's better than the US. Okay, so back to the internet thing that I keep bouncing around. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me pretty good through my video, through this live stream, and that you're getting the live stream okay. Because the last time I did a live stream, it was more like dead stream. And the reason is I was using HughesNet satellite. There are other forms of internet that I could get here in Chile that I have used. There's one through the cell network. There's also fiber optic, and that's not available on my road. 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers that way is fiber optic, and 6 kilometers that way. But in the middle of our road right here, they won't bring the fiber optic to us. Yeah. So, hey, Turgut, Jimenez, nice to see you. Turgut, yeah. I hope I'm saying that right. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So, what am I using? I am using Starlink. We had a family stay with us for about 3 weeks, and they're wonderful people. And they rented our cabana from us for about 3 weeks at a really good rate. I mean, really good rate. And they've stayed with us before, and they went to do a job. And when they got to the job, they had to quit right away because, well, within 2 weeks of being there, because the lady that they were working for was a axe murdering, psychopathic nut job. And that's probably being kind. And so they called me and said, "Can we come back?" And I was like, "Yeah, just come on back." So Lori and I kind of bailed them out. Okay. And the thing is we've done this mm, probably 10 times over the past 5 years. Especially, we did it during COVID, and we had people that were locked out for 3 months. And, it gets a little antsy because people like to have their privacy, but people understand that that's the way things are, and they're people of goodwill, so we're it's pretty kind. But anyways, they were really happy about Starlink. They had Starlink, and they said, "Y'all gotta get Starlink, gotta get Starlink." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, then when I grow up one day, I'll do that." But the fact is that it's way outside of our budget to do that. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, I don't do debt. Oh, just go borrow the money. No, I don't do that. If I don't have the money to buy something, uh, with the exception of some extreme instances like health, okay, test done recently where I did that, and it just for the self assurance that everything was okay, and it was still extremely cheap. It was like $118 to have this procedure at the local hospital where they make sure everything's working in my plumbing. Let's say that, okay. And I was happy because the same thing would have been $6,000 to $7,000 in the United States, no question. Okay, so they this couple that was staying with us was very kind, and they came to us right before they left. Said, "Guess what?" And I said, "What? You want to stay longer? Do you need to stay? No, no, no." And they had it down to Patagonia, where I actually come from. They're down near Coyhaique right now, looking at property down there to buy, and I actually have property down there for sale. They said, "We want to buy you Starlink, the install. You pay the monthly bill, we'll pay for the install." And the install was $322 pesos, 322,000 pesos, which is about, I would say 450 bucks. Okay, just guessing today's conversion rate. And they paid for it right there while we're sitting there and on HughesNet. And it came like a week later. And Thomas and I installed it 2 or 3 days ago. And this is my first test drive with HughesNet, or I'm sorry, with Starlink. And Starlink is actually 20,000 pesos, about $30 cheaper a month than HughesNet was, and it's about 100 times faster and 100 times more reliable. So the nice thing is if Lori Thomas and I decide to yank our roots up and sell our homestead here that I'm sitting on right now and go 2 days south, we can take our HughesNet with us. I'm sorry, our Starlink with us, and it's being no problem. When we got to that property down south that I told you we went go hunting baguales, the wild cattle at, it had satellite internet, and it was HughesNet, and it worked and it was sufficient, but it's nothing like this. And my HughesNet really stunk as well. Hey, I got 3 thumbs up now. Thank you very much. And you just go below the video. There's a thumbs up and there's a thumb down. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. I appreciate it. So yeah. So right now I have HughesNet and I really like it. It's about 44,000 pesos a month it costs me. Um, that's like, I want to say $50, and right now I'm paying $75 with HughesNet, or I was paying. I want to tell you, HughesNet. Yeah, see if I can get this in there. HughesNet. Don't use them. Don't go to them. Their customer service is customer anti-service. It took me 2 hours on the phone to close my account with them, and I still don't think it's closed. And I ended up, oh, I didn't go full on Navy sailor on them, but I was right there teetering on the profanity edge of radius, you know, and I still don't think they wouldn't close my account. We'll give you a discount. No, I don't want a discount. We'll give you a discount on the discount on the No, I don't want that. Just close my account. Can I ask you why? I said, no, it's none of your business. Go, well, how about if we give you 3 months free? No, I don't want that. How much if we give you that? No, I don't want that. and they would let me send you to a supervisor. Okay, can you close my account? And it was be the star all over again. We have to verify all that stuff. And they didn't speak English and they spoke Spanish. And that's fine. I speak good enough Spanish that I can get by. But the fact is, there's a couple areas, two or three areas, maybe more. When you get here, if you have Spanish, cuando tú tienes español más mino, tú no quieres hablo con otras personas para eso. Eso cosas muy técnico. When you're talking with somebody in Spanish about very technical things, you're in Turkey. Oh, cool. Sorry, just saw that comment. I appreciate it. Yep, I bet you're hot there. But so when you're in talking with a Chilean about something that's very technical, that specifically the doctor's office, dentist office, or when you're talking about paying people money, like a contract for a service, like your cell phone or your internet service. I don't want to speak to them in Spanish if I can help it. I want to hear it in English, and maybe I'll throw in some Spanish too. Okay. So when I got my HughesNet contract, I said to him, I said, "Hey, I know you guys are a North American company. Can you speak to me in English?" Yeah, yeah, no problem. And they did. But when I wanted to turn off the account, no, they would not speak to me in English. So anyhow, if someone has a question, please ask. Uh, I've told you all my secrets about our trip going south to hunt baguales. And I've told you guys that we may sell our property here, our homestead, and move to 2 days south into Patagonia. That's an option. We've been offered a tentative, maybe let's see, how about will you consider it? Yeah. And so that's the latest updates on that. And then that I now have Starlink. So I'm moving up. It's almost an hour I've been gabbing. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody out there who's my subscriber. I appreciate all the people that gave me a thumbs up. If you have questions, now's the time to ask in the comment section. I kind of wish this was a live stream where I could hear you guys talk too. I actually do that in my Chile Expat Family group, which currently has 71 members in it. It's a private group. You have to pay to be in there. We are now have a solid fee to join is $100 one-time fee, and then you donate on your honor from that point forward. And in that group is a Chilean attorney, a Chilean dentist, a Chilean mechanic, a Chilean physician who's a functional medicine doctor, and I have several Chilean real estate people that I post their properties in here. And I also have 3 North Americans that sell real estate in that group, as well as builders in that group. So what that's designed to do is provide you a soft landing here in Chile in the event you decide I'd like to maybe move to Chile. So anyhow, so if you're interested in going to that group, you need to email me at ChileExpatFamily@gmail.com and send me your phone number. You'll have to have Telegram. You could try to contact James Oliver Dorchak. That's me. In Telegram is the other way to do that if you'd like. As to more videos on YouTube, as soon as I can afford to buy a new motherboard for the system that's brand new that the Chilean customs people broke, I'll be putting up more video, hopefully of that one way down south. Found that works. Have you spent much time on coastal areas, and could you explain the sense of community there? Yeah, I just came from there. You missed the first part of this video, but I just spent like a week down south, way 2 days south of where I am, which is way in Patagonia. We had to go on the ocean. Uh, we had to go on the ocean to get where we were going. I have friends who are Mapuche, and they live in I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's a really funny name, funky name. Pucatriwe. Yeah, I have a house there. Well, actually, I have 3 houses. And that's my son's father-in-law's family lives out there. A lot of those areas have oriented communities on them. There's some other communities that have been out there as well, which are a big jumble of what do you call it? Big jumble of libertarians that have not been successful. Okay. Uh, hey, Debbie. Yeah, you need to come. If you're interested in coming to Chile, I'm letting you know. And Debbie's in our big Chile Expat family group. How do you like the group so far, Debbie? Is it helping you figure out whether or not you want to move to Chile? Just let people know you're, unbiased. You're in the group. But if you want to move to Chile, you should be in the group. Lori and I take really serious our personal mandate that we have on ourselves, that it is our job to tell the members of our group everything good and bad about Chile so that you can make an informed decision. Um, there are things we just do not like about Chile. There are things we absolutely do not like about the United States, and many of those are similar. Just less. There's less misery here. Let's say that. There's just less people here. Yeah, you got like an 18 million, like in New York, L.A. Here we don't have that. There's just no people here. And when you have less people, you have less crime, you have less thievery, you have less murders, you have less people telling you what to do with your life. So, anyhow, so for us, the group is giving people an informed choice. If Chile is not right for you, hey, we're good with that. Don't don't come. Yeah, thank you. I'm happy you for thank you for asking, Arkansas woodcutter. I am well. Thomas is well. We did have COVID. We made it through it with ivermectin, and it lasted about 3 days. I thought my eyeballs were going to explode. It was no fun, but that's life. You get sick, you get up, you get going, or you die. And if you die, that's okay. It's your time. No worries. You just do what God sent you here to do. So we're a little concerned about everything everybody else is. We're concerned about the economy. I'm really concerned about the state of banking in the United States because I still receive my annuity. I have an annuity that I'm invested in the U.S. So if the U.S. economy tanks, we do too. Nader is saying very soon good things are coming. Yeah, I haven't heard what he's had to say about it. You're talking about Ralph Nader. I don't know. But I think that there's some things that are not so good throughout the world going on, and I'm not well, I am conspiratorial, but I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't trust government, never have for the most part, even especially after working for them. So I don't like that the banking thing is going on. There's banks failing in the U.S. I don't like the interjection of politics a lot into my life any more than you guys do. So that's a concern for me. Um, More important than anything is the livelihood of my children, our adult children, and Thomas is still at home. And for us, that is yeah, yes, we trust in God. That's right. Um, we do, Arkansas woodcutter. Um, and it seems like the further that Lori and I are able to get away from civilization, the closer we are able to get to God. And so, us moving 2 days south of where we are would be a really big adventure. Uh, Really big adventure. I mean, to get to if you wanted to come see us at our new house, you would have to take a 4-hour boat trip to get to us on the ocean. Because there's no roads, there's no airport there. Fly in with a seaplane, Um, so that is isolation. But and I'm not sure we would stay there year round. We're really thinking that we might do the snowbird thing: 3 months there, 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months here, and trade off with another family or something. But it's everything is in flux, and um, you're not going to starve down there for sure because there's so much wild hogs are there, wild cows are there. I'm trying to remember what else are there. Deer are there, and so for us, that's really good. Arkansas woodcutter. I just came back from a trip hunting baguales, wild cattle in the south of Chile in the Patagonia wilderness. Nothing but wild cows, wild meat. Perfect legal, no license needed. Um, Whack meet them. Yeah. So thank you everybody for the thumbs up that you've given me in there too. I want to state to everybody, please do not donate to me through the super chat below. I think that's what it's called. You're not donating to me there. You're donating, yeah. Show your support. No, you're giving your support to YouTube if you donate through that. So don't do that. Send it to jim.dorchek@gmail.com through PayPal if you want to give me a donation. And I will about what is going on in my life here in Chile because I want to and what's going on my YouTube channel. So for you guys, I'm going to state again. YouTube paid me $100 last year for the whole year for the last year, past 12 months, and maybe the past 18 months. I don't know. So if you donate money to me here in YouTube, it goes to YouTube. It doesn't go to me. And those are the same people that are doing everything they can make sure that my channel doesn't get to more people. Personally, I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't like it because I should get a fair shot. But the other side, it's like I got two sides of me, right here. One side of me doesn't want anybody to come to Chile because I like it because it's so good here. I don't want anybody else to know about it and ruin it. And the other side to me says, well, I I love people. I love helping people, and I love informing people, and I want them to know what they could have. And so that's why I have the channel to begin with. So maybe it's good that all of you in here, and that would be Martinez, Palmer, Cranfield, Turgert, Tugert, and found that it works. Found one that works. XYZ, Arkansas Woodcutter, Martin S, Spiritual Connect. All of you are here because you have some interest in moving to Chile. Juan R, I think he's here actually in Chile. He's a Chilean. So to me, you guys are here because you're interested in Chile already. So you've already gone through somewhat of a funnel or a filter to get to this point. So does anybody have a question for me? Because we're at a minute or an hour and 8 minutes, and I'm thinking about ending the live stream unless somebody has some questions. And I love questions. XYZ Debbie will tell you that our Chile Expat Family chat group in Telegram is really cool. They're seeing videos that you guys don't get to see. Okay. In the Chile Expat Family chat group, they see raw video from me. They see raw video from other families who are here in Chile. They see raw video from real estate agents here in Chile. They see property sale information that you guys don't get to see in YouTube. They see product information like how much does lumber cost. You'll catch me on. Yeah, cool. Are you in the group now? I can't remember. At Arkansas Woodcutter. I think you are. I can't. Yeah. What is the name? It's Chile Expat Family. There is a process. There's a fee to join. It's private. There's no profanity. There's no proselytizing either, because there are people in there of all races and all religions and all nationalities. Singapore, France, Germany. No proselytizing either, because there are people in there of all races and all religions and all nationalities. Singapore, France, Germany, um, Stockholm, Iceland. Some are individuals. So if you are interested in joining the Chile Expat Family chat group, okay, you need to email me or contact me at James Oliver Dorchak in Telegram. And the process is, okay, you contact me if you want to join the group. We kind of communicate. We do a video with each other or a phone call, and then after that, you make a donation to me. And now we've set the basement on that donation at $100 to join the group, and then you donate on your honor from there. And I say that, and I'll tell you, Debbie is in the group. She's above you, XY. Don't mind it, because they get information. Uh, Arkansas Woodcutter, we have a Chilean attorney that does all your real estate closings and does all your immigration stuff for you. He ain't the most expensive and he's not the cheapest, but he is really good and he's trustworthy. And there's people in our group, 71 families right now, that have sent him hundreds of thousands of dollars that he's held for them in his account to be able to uh, buy real estate with. Okay. Because you can't open a bank account here in Chile right off. You have to be a resident. So all that stuff is answered. Those questions are answered every day. We're talking about, hey, how much does lumber cost right now? Do you have a well drilled? Oh, I need to have a bulldozer coming on my property. Does anybody know a good guy that does track or backhoe work or trackhoe work? Hey, what is it like with builders down there? Are builders any good? How do I get a crew to come do all that stuff? Thank you, Debbie. She says, I love the group. I'm learning a lot and have realized listening to you who are in the group, yeah, such as the medical doctor and the persons who does hydro installations. Yep, that's here. Cannot find your Telegram. Okay, hold on. I will give you my Telegram little a linky thing. Okay. Um, there you go. It's coming to you right now. Um, if I can hit this. Let's see if that'll paste or not. As far as things getting better, we trust in God. Yep. Okay, Arkansas, there you go. And my PayPal is jim.dorchak@gmail.com. And I interview everybody. Our group is private. I should say there are no anonymous people in our group. Everybody knows everybody. A lot of the people in our group pool their resources together. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I want to go buy 10 acres. Okay, but I found a good piece of property. Hey, I just see you, Woody. Okay. Um, so let's say I want to go purchase 10 acres, but I own a piece of property that's 80 acres. Hey, what if I could get other people to go in with me? Then I could buy twice as much property for half as much money. That's happened more than once from people in our group. I want to come here and build homes, but I need somebody that's an electrician or a plumber. I need somebody that's filling the, yeah, that's happened in our group. Okay. Um, and what it is that you need to join the group, and you need to ask questions. Debbie will tell you that you have to ask questions, and there are no stupid questions. You're a master. Brother, you got a job waiting on you. I'm telling you right now, you have a job waiting on you. I got somebody that's trying to do electrical stuff that doesn't like it. He can do it, and he's looking for you. There's no licensing here for master electrician. There's no permits here to do construction. You don't have to have a permit to build your house. You don't have a permit to put in electrical. You don't have to permit to put in plumbing. You don't have to permit to put in a septic tank. That doesn't happen. There ain't no, uh, there ain't no, it's like Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right. So I'm going to tell you medical mission in Honduras. Yeah, well, that's that. Yeah. Okay. You need to, if you can, I just texted you back. I think you saw that Arkansas woodcutter. Send me your first name and I'll add you in my contacts. There are no anonymous people in the group, so I need to know your full name. It says A, and I won't say your last name. But anyhow, so if you're interested in coming here, we have farmers, we have all types of people. One of the guys that is here right now is a guy that used to own a industrial and commercial construction business. He rebuilt and remodeled Marriott hotels, and he also built McMansions in Florida. And he's a young guy. He's in his 30s. I call that young still. Well, okay. I got your name. Cool. I'll add you in my contacts, and you and I need to talk. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm typing here. Sorry for that. So, I love our group. When Lori and I were sick with the COVID, and we have no, and Thomas too, we have no family here in Chile. My one son lives about 3 hours north with his wife. When we got sick, members from our group found out that we were sick, and they came down here and brought us all the vitamins and stuff we needed to get better. And I said, no, don't come here. You've got you're gonna get sick if you come to our house. And they're like, we don't care. We're taking care of you. And we've done that for them. Okay, so that's better than family in many regards, you know. Uh, and we help each other. We've had people come help us. I had somebody here yesterday with Thomas up on my roof of my house putting in our Starlink, and because I don't go on roofs anymore, I'm not allowed to do that since I got cut here and they put titanium bars in my neck. I have no balance anymore. It's kind of like I'm wobbly, and I'm not allowed on ladders. I did that and I fell and broke my nose once. I came all the way down the ladder and I was walking across the yard and I tripped with a toolbox in my hand and broke my nose, fell into the dirt. It was real embarrassing. I guess I am pretty stupid, but anyhow, we help each other. I go to a friend of ours' house here in Chile who's in our group, and I know how to put up fence, and I put together a crew, and we go up there every other two, maybe once a month, and we build a little bit more fence. He was able, through our group, to go and pool with other people and buy twice as much property for half as much money. And he's got a beautiful piece of property. Big river on it. It's got salmon and trout in it. He's got so much firewood on his property that's on the ground. He's got trees that are they're as big around as my Toyota. These trees are that are on the ground. And so he's like, come up and get some firewood. I'm like, yeah, oh God, I'm going to do that. Yeah. So any other questions from you guys? We're at an hour and 18 minutes. Thank you for the thumbs up, for the people who gave me the thumbs up below the video here. And I appreciate it. Starlink, I highly recommend Starlink if you work offline or anything, and you're considering moving to Chile, but you can't because I work online. You can with this because I'm just gabbing, and I'm going to tell you while I'm talking now. Thomas is in the other room playing video game with his cousin in Florida.